recording has begun. All right, going in 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the Triple Threat Podcast. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the first edition of the Triple Threat Podcast. I am Donny, and I am here with my two co-hosts.
And best friends.
Debatable.
And the people that's more handsome than you.
That's true.
That's not as debatable.
That's true as well.
I'm fucking ugly as sin.
That's just 100% not up for debate.
No, not at all. Anyway, are you fuckers gonna introduce yourselves or what?
Oh yeah,
I'm Lars, aka the handsomest of the bunch.
You want to come in with a professional intro? I'm thinking you give me my introduction. Well, you know who it is? Chicago's finest. No, the finest one, AK.
Obviously, the paragon of everything in here, Lars.
All right, and we are the bunch that makes up this podcast. And what we're doing here with this little project is simple. We're just having some fun. You know, this kind of gives us an excuse to get together and shoot the shit a little more often and kind of build up our chemistry as we begin the process of transitioning our way into the professional wrestling business for real. For real?
Exactly.
Indeed. So please do not give us that much fuss. We do not know what we're doing. We are not podcasters.
We are not professionals.
This is 100% off the fly, ladies and gentlemen.
For the most part.
I got notes. And in my notes I have emojis. So if you want to know how I'm coming.
Yeah, basically, we've got a few ideas for things to try out on the show. We have, we want to do, show reviews. We have, fantasy booking things we want to try out. There could be other things, we plan to try to have, maybe some guests on in the future. We've got things we want to try, but it's pretty much all just trial by fire. So we'll see kind of where things go for the future. But for now,
I'd say the first trial by fire is the first thing we agreed to try on our first episode.
Yes,
all right.
We are talking about reviewing WrestleMania 23.
Yes. WrestleMania 23. I don't know when you watched it, Lars, but myself, I literally just finished watching it 3 hours ago. So it's still very fresh in my mind.
With a lot of notes.
Yeah, Lars over here, he has all the notes down pat. He took the most detailed notes. AK over here took, minimal notes, and me, I took let's see, none.
What you call my shit minimal? I'm working over here.
I mean, you did more than me. I'm going on fucking brain memory over here, dog.
Exactly. If anything, your shit minimal.
Yeah, I mean.
So basically, ladies and gentlemen, how this pay-per-view review is going to work down. Me and AK are majorly going to run through the show. We're going to stop at each segment to talk about our personal take on it. We're going to give it our star ratings. We're going to give it an overall score grading that we all figured out together. And we're also going to introduce our own part of it called Why Would You Do That? Why would you do that? Where we take a look at the worst parts of the entire show, and we all agree in the worst parts that make us question to the company.
Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
And I'm going to be giving my thoughts too, by the way.
Yeah, I thought I mentioned
Donnie's gonna.
You just said you and AK were gonna be giving your thoughts. I'm like, I'm here too, asshole.
No. I said we're gonna cover the show, and then we're all gonna give our thoughts midway through each part.
Yeah, you're like, me and AK are gonna give our thoughts on the whole show and give our star ratings, and then we're all gonna grade the show.
And you love to take this way out of context.
It's like I said, we were talking in private about this earlier. I look at these boys and I'm like, hey, you guys are the fucking top and bottom bun that holds this sandwich together. Me, I'm the flavor. I'm the meat between the buns.
You're the piece of bologna.
You the motherfucker that we may allow speak.
It's like I'm the flavor. I'm what people come to eat the sandwich for.
Oh,
Come to eat a piece of white bread.
God damn.
You,
All right,
you,
let's
the-
get into this,
you the
shall we?
Newman's own original.
All right.
It is
shall we
now
start- shall we
time for the WrestleMania 23 review.
Three takes review.
The 3 takes review. We're
we
working on
have
it.
no idea what we're doing. Review.
We should have named this. You know, I just thought I have a different name for this podcast. We're doing this shit on the fly. We should have named this podcast something much more simple. A little something called "We Shouldn't Have a Podcast."
We should just literally call this podcast what it truly is, the back bump, because this is going to be the most painful experience of my life.
We're gonna call this podcast "The Apron Senton."
Yes.
Oh God.
Oh God. All right. Let's get on with this review.
Yeah,
So the show opens up with a good old WrestleMania hype package with all the marvelous moments over the years, with all the good logos of all the previous shows, ending with the all grown up phrase, which you see throughout most of the show.
when we were
And then
young.
We were young. God, and you know, as we go on with this review, we'll go into details on how bad these all grown up vignettes are.
There
How
was
just
one. There
terrible
was
it
one.
is.
There was one that
There
was
was
really
one.
good.
But the rest were just
Yeah,
trash.
the rest were trash, but there was one in particular that we'll get to that was actually really fucking hilarious.
Yes. But after the WrestleMania hype package, it's a beautiful transition from a WrestleMania 3 playback to 23 with the same lady that sang "America the Beautiful" at WrestleMania 3.
Miss Aretha Franklin.
Exactly.
God.
Along with a
God
choir to
is
back
a
her up
soul.
on it. Video shows a good old service workers, military, firemen, etc., as it was a big part of America at that point with the war in Iraq and all that stuff.
America.
Yeah.
Before we get to that, apparently there was a match that was not aired on the live show.
Yeah, it was like the original pre-show kind
Yeah,
of.
the original pre-show, before there was actually a pre-show, this was basically a WrestleMania dark match. And
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
looking at it right now on, I have the card pulled up just so I can remember everything piece by piece. Apparently, before everything went live, we had Carlito and Ric Flair defeating Chavo Guerrero and Gregory Helms in a lumberjack match.
Tag team match. A
Yes.
Lumberjack tag team match.
And
to
the
be honest,
lumberjacks.
I wouldn't-
Should I list out the lumberjacks?
Wait, before
go
you
ahead.
before
You
wait, before you do, can I bring up how insane of like a mind freak it was to remember that was a thing, that Carlito and Ric Flair was a thing.
I know, right?
For like a
That's
couple
fucking
weeks.
crazy.
For a couple
like a
weeks
couple
before they
weeks.
just hop into a feud.
Yeah, it's like it was so weird. I remember something like
Right.
I think it was like sort of a setup from like an actual thing where I guess people backstage thought Carlito didn't give a fuck, so they just had Ric Flair shoot on him or something and said, "You need to start giving a fuck." Woo!
And to be honest, in regards to the lumberjack tag team match, I'd have had that before one particular match when we get there down the line.
Yeah. So the lumberjacks. That's actually a lot. Should I read these?
Read the important ones.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't read this ahead of time, so fuck it. I'm reading all of them. Okay,
Oh,
so
just
we
do it.
had,
Everything
strap in,
before.
folks, the Lumberjacks were Charlie Haas, Chris Masters, Eugene, Jim Duggan, Johnny Nitro, JTG, Kenny Dykstra, Lance Cade, Robbie McAllister, Rory McAllister, Shad Gaspard, Shelton Benjamin, Super Crazy, Trevor Murdoch, Val Venus, and Viscera from Raw, Brian Kendrick, Davari, Dave Taylor, Deuce, Domino, Funaki, Jamie Noble, Jimmy Wang Yang, The Miz, Paul London, Scotty, Too Hottie, Shannon Moore, Sylvain Granier, Vito, and William Regal from SmackDown, and Balls Mahoney Hardcore, Holly, Little Guido Meritato, Stevie Richards, and from ECW.
Oh boy,
That's
that
a hell of a,
and
that's
that's
a hell
still
of a look.
and that's still all that big old clusterfuck, and that still would have been better than that one certain match.
I would have loved to have seen this
Yeah,
lumberjack match go down.
Wait,
Right?
hold on. And speaking of that, there was a segment that we're gonna talk about later on.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
was Tajiri one of the people that you named?
No,
Was he?
Tajiri was gone at this point.
Tajiri wasn't there?
One Night
Yeah,
Stand
no,
2006
Tajiri
was his
wasn't in
last
here.
time.
No.
Okay, I'm just gonna talk a little bit about this segment from later, then we can go into the actual stuff. But like Eugene just come, it's a backstage segment with Eugene, and his jacket is like already covered in like green slime.
Oh
green
yeah, I
mist.
remember.
I'm
I
wondering,
remember
like,
that
what the
period.
hell
I remember why that was. I remember it
Yeah,
was like some
me too.
DX thing.
DX.
Like DX like dropped a bunch of green goop on him one week.
Yeah, okay,
Wait, no, that was the McMahons. That was the McMahons.
Oh, the
embarrassing
McMahons. The
Eugene.
McMahons dropped a bunch of green shit on
I'm about to
Eugene
go,
one
oh,
week.
I was about to go to say, oh, just typical backstage Shawn Michaels bullying. This sounds about right.
Uh, this was during the McMahon and DX feud.
I gotta find
Yeah.
my smile.
Also, was Triple H injured at this time? Because Triple H was not on this show.
He got injured at New Year's Revolution earlier that year.
Oh shit! Yeah,
Which,
that was
enough,
the
he
second
supposed to
quad
be
tear.
Yeah, which, ironic enough, he was supposed to be in the main event of this show
Oh,
originally,
man.
ladies and
Of
gentlemen.
course he was. Wait,
Triple
wasn't
instead
John
of
Cena and Triple H the main event of Mania 22? Or am I mistaken?
And it was supposed to be a rematch this year.
Really?
Yeah. This is
Holy
the one where Triple
shit,
H was
dude.
supposed to win.
Oh dang.
Oh man!
Yeah.
All right, let's get
now-
into the meat and potatoes.
Yes,
Yeah, let's get into this.
Let's keep going before we get let's keep going before we get sidetracked. It's
yeah.
after the performance, it's the 23 hype package where all the wrestlers just talk about how they were young and how the wrestling inspired them. Then it shows a whole bunch of young kids dressing up as the wrestlers. Like, what in the hell? That's how you lead in for WrestleMania? We see a bunch of kids in wrestlers' clothes? What? We don't want to see that. We want to see wrestling.
Yeah, we want to see wrestling, not a fucking Halloween showcase.
And after that, the show starts. Raw, SmackDown, and ECW present WrestleMania 23. A big old pyro on a big ass stage. For commentary, we got Hall of Famers Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler inducted this year. Michael Cole and JBL for SmackDown, and for ECW, Joey Styles and Taz.
The GOAT Squad.
Yes.
Yeah.
This was one of the
That's-
best like commentary lineups this year. Like this
For-
year's like this WrestleMania commentary lineup for each side. That was like some of the best commentary teams.
Oh,
Like Michael Cole and JBL have
literally.
always worked pretty well together.
Like bread and
JR and
butter.
King is an iconic fucking lineup, and then Taz and Joey Styles were really good together too.
Yeah.
Nah.
And then after all the introductions of the commentators, it is time for the first match of the night with the Money in the Bank ladder match.
Oh,
Jeff Hardy,
yes.
CM Punk, Matt Hardy, King Booker, Fit Finley, Mr. Kennedy, Edge, and Randy Orton.
When you
Yes.
start, so when you, it's kind of crazy to believe that this match went on first because it ended up being arguably
What the match?
not only the best match of the night, but technically like one of the best Money in the Bank matches. Period.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, dude. This match right here has like some of the best highlight reel moments from any Money in the
Yeah, right.
Bank match. Although what I realized from what I remember up until I want to say WrestleMania 26, I thought Shelton Benjamin was in every Money in the Bank match.
Nope, Matt Striker botched that line bad at WrestleMania 26. This is the one
Oh,
Money in the
right,
Bank
yeah.
ladder match at WrestleMania that did not involve Benjamin.
Which is bullshit because man, he would have made it even better. Which is saying
Yeah.
something because holy shit, this was crazy.
Oh,
I
And
mean,
this is
you
the part
take
of
a look at some of the people in this match, honestly,
Oh, yeah.
that were either already doing some of the best stuff they had already done, or were on the verge of being like future top
Yes.
guys.
Like
Like
the
in my
dude- like
opinion,
the dude
looking
who
back
won
at
the-
this card, at this whole WrestleMania card, I honestly believe that the next three top guys for WWE as of 2007 should have been Mr. Kennedy, CM Punk, and MVP. Personally,
Right, but the Fed being the Fed.
Yeah.
Like without a doubt, like first we're just gonna get ready to. I'm pretty sure this is a classic pay per view. You guys probably already know how it goes. Mr. Kennedy won this match, and how do you blow that? Like, how do you like? Not
Yeah,
only
it was so BS how
We'll go
how
into
they did that
detail.
with him
Yeah.
afterwards.
I will
Everything
go-
afterwards was so BS.
I will go
he
into
didn't he
detail.
didn't even cash it. He didn't even successfully cash it in, didn't he?
No,
I will go into
what happened
detail.
was he had
Here,
gotten
hang
like
on.
some kind of shoulder injury, and they thought it
Yes.
was way more severe than it actually was. So
So they gave
they
it to
had
Edge.
Edge take it from him, and then afterwards they found out, oh, it's actually not as bad as it was, and you don't need surgery after all. So they took it off of him for absolutely nothing.
And didn't even rework it to try to for him to get it back.
No, he just no, because I think Edge cashed in that fucking week.
Yep, on Undertaker.
Yeah.
That's so, Mr. Kennedy got utterly screwed. Not just in that situation, but his whole run, he got screwed like a couple times.
Oh yeah. Now it's the time where I go into the details of this whole freaking match.
Oh
luck.
man, I got a couple things in my notes I want to talk about with this one.
All right, hang on. Let me go through mine real quick. For the entrances, all the commentators mention everyone's experience in Money in the Bank or their qualification for the match, etc., etc. The match is just great and balls to walls crazy. Everyone brawls on the inside of the ring, and Kennedy's the first one to scatter for a ladder, but Orton gets in the way. Finley doing the first dive of the match in a minute onto everyone, but Edge sneakily gets in the ring, tries to grab the briefcase, but Matt gets him. Then people start scrambling to get the briefcase. Booker T gets the world's smallest stepladder and yells, "Tell me I didn't just," before
I
getting hit
love
by
that.
CM Punk.
It was like, tell me I didn't just BAM! And CM Punk comes up and just bashes him.
And then CM Punk blasts many people with the mini ladder, but then Edge throws it in CM Punk's face, causing CM Punk's the top of his head to get split open. Edge then bridges a big old ladder on the ring in the barricade. CM Punk obviously lightly busted
We'll
open.
get to that.
Then the first big move rampage with Booker T hitting 3 spine busters in a row before doing a WrestleMania spinneroonie.
Oh, yeah.
A royal
Booker T and
WrestleMania
Spinneroonie.
spinneroonie.
Right, yeah, about to say royal. That's King Booker.
Yeah,
A
that's
royal
a
WrestleMania
King-a-rooney.
spinneroonie.
And little side note, you keep going, but can we talk about how fucking beautiful Charmel looked? That outfit.
Yeah.
Still
And then
my heart.
Oh yeah, and then the Hardy Bros start working together in the match, which infuriates JBL on commentary. Kennedy goes for his own swanton onto Matt and hits the back of his head on the freaking ladder.
I loved this. I loved this spot. I forgot
Only
what
to
had
be hit
happened
by
in
Jeff
these
Hardy
moments.
with a swanton.
Yeah, I forgot what had happened in these moments, but it's like I saw Kennedy put Matt on the ladder and okay, he's going for the fucking Kenton, and I'm like, man, it would be so great if Jeff turned around and hit a swanton on Kennedy at the same time. Not the exact same time,
Kennedy
but
hits
have
the back
that
of
and
his
then
head on the ladder.
yeah, then misses it, and then here comes Jeff with the damn swanton, hits it perfectly. I'm like, yes, that is beautiful.
And then once Kennedy's out the ring, the Hardy Bros come to blows for about 30 seconds in the whole match. Edge then does a crazy spear rampage. CM Punk then does the patented Terry Funk whirly bird with the ladder.
Yes.
We
gotta have a whirly bird spot in a ladder match.
Wait. This is the spot that I wanted to go over that I got in my notes real well, because this was one of the most creative whirly bird spots, I think, because of how it ended. So you got Punk whacking I think it was Kennedy and Finley, and he was whacking them with the ladder, and then Edge pops up out of nowhere and spears his ass with the ladder still around him, ends up taking all 3 out.
Genius, just genius.
It was beautiful.
Yep. Edge finally brings a ladder in the ring tall enough to get to the briefcase. Then comes my nomination for "Why would you do that?" Matt sets Edge on the bridge ladder. Jeff climbs the big ladder, but instead of going for the briefcase, dives butt first onto Edge instead of going for the briefcase, breaking the ladder. And shockingly, neither man was badly injured.
Let's talk about Jeff fucking Hardy. What
was going through his mind?
What is this man made of? Is he even a human? All the shit that he put himself through over the years, and the fact that
PCO, he's not human.
Yeah, it's like Jeff Hardy has completely destroyed himself over the years up to this point and beyond, and yet somehow is still going today. I know he's not the same Jeff Hardy that he's been in years past. You know, he's older, he's more beaten up as of like current day, like 2021. Jeff Hardy is not the same Jeff Hardy, but like he's still going relatively strongly.
Yeah.
And I tell you exactly what it was. The reason why Jeff was able to survive up to this point is called a perk 30. You don't feel shit. You don't feel a goddamn thing.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, probably. And who knows what other kind of substances, but yeah, like Jeff Hardy is just, and plus, like, man, I was watching a clip from the Broken Skull Sessions interview with Jeff Hardy that Stone Cold did a little bit back. I don't remember exactly when it happened, but I think it was the most recent one. And man, they had so many opportunities to make Jeff Hardy an absolute mega star. They could have pulled that trigger and put him as the top guy literally at any point, and it would have worked. Jeff Hardy has always consistently been one of the most beloved people on any roster he's on, minus that one time in ROH.
Oh God, yeah.
I was almost forgot about that.
Yeah, let's not talk about it.
Yeah, I can never forget it. It was so bizarre.
Wait, hold on, bruh. Wait, you know what I just remembered because you just said that? Remember when ICP went to ROH?
Oh God, no. Oh God. All right. Before we dig into that, after the EMTs check on Edge and Jeff, Randy goes on an RKO frenzy.
Oh, I loved this. Like Randy comes and he looks up at the sky. Guy comes at him, RKO, gets up, looks at the sky. Guy comes at him, RKO, looks up at the sky. I love it. He's like, oh my God, dude.
And then the one he does to see a Punk off the ladder, and then King Booker comes up to the ladders with Randy to give him a bookend. Yeah. Then King Booker climbs up.
Oh, wait! This is the spot I want to hit too. Because okay, so Booker climbs up the ladder, and he's everybody's down because of Randy just RKOing everybody. So everybody's out of the way. Booker can get the briefcase, but then
that comes in.
Yeah, he comes back in, he grabs Sharmell, and JBL on commentary, he's like, Booker, don't duck it. He said, Booker, to hell with her. I've left plenty of women. Damn it.
And then Booker jumps off the ladder. He's like, no, don't, damn it, Booker.
He said that. He said, God
this
damn
is
it,
what
Booker.
A woman will get you.
Yeah, that's what women get you.
I swear, like, JBL at this time was just hilarious. Like in later years, JBL has been an absolutely abomination of a commentary person. But at this time, being on SmackDown with Cole was just, I swear, he was so good.
It's like, I think as he's gotten older, he is like more trying to like getting like them catchphrases and getting like those those.
And what was weird, whenever he first had come back to commentary there, what year was it? Like he'd been gone for a while and then came back. Yeah, in 2012. When he first came back, he was really good and it was really refreshing. But then as time went on, he just got worse to the point where I can't even imagine.
It wasn't that he was born on commentary. It's that he was annoying as hell.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like Jerry Lawler level annoying.
Yeah.
In the Attitude Era.
Well, yeah, but around at this time though, it was just like the perfect amount of like douchebaggery to compliment Cole.
Yeah, and this was one of his best calls.
Yes. And then, so Booker goes down to save his wife. He gets a twist of fate. Finley comes back in and is bleeding over the top of his head.
Oh, God,
he does the Celtic Cross to Matt on the ladder. And in the process, he lands his back on the ladder as well.
Yeah.
So Finley can't climb the ladder. Hornswoggle appears from out of under the ring.
Well, am I the only one who thought for a second there was a possible chance Finley could have won this match?
Oh, for a brief second, I thought. Also, am I the only one that noticed that like it felt like there was way more ladder falls than a typical match, than a typical Money in the Bank match in this one? Because like the moment I realized that is when Finley had lifted up the ladder and dumped Matt. I was like, man, there's been a lot of
Oh
those
man,
up to
when
this point.
speaking about that, when like Finley dumped Matt off the ladder,
Oh, that was a
I
big
swear,
old
I
back
thought, God, that was a brutal. I thought that Matt hit his head on the bottom turnbuckle.
It
Oh,
looked
yeah.
like the camera was like in a worse place because it
Yeah,
made it
like if
look
it
like
would have
he
been a
smacked.
different camera angle, I would have been convinced that this man just bashed his head against the bottom turnbuckle and
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
killed his brain.
But yeah, Hornswoggle goes up to climb the ladder for Finley, but
my
Kennedy
God.
meets him up there and gives Hornswoggle his version of a Finley roll off the
the
freaking
Green Bay
ladder.
plunge, the Green Bay
Green Bay
plunge off the
plunge.
ladder.
Oh man, that
Off
was
the ladder.
great. That was such a great moment too. I remember
But
hearing one time, wasn't like I'm pretty sure like one time Hornswoggle did an interview and said like he did not want to do that, but they talked him into it, and he was
Yep.
just terrified the whole time.
Yep. but yeah, then Finley smacks the shit out of Mr. Kennedy for copyright infringement. Then CM Punk comes back in to dropkick Finley off the ladder. Kennedy comes back and hits Punk in the face with another ladder. Kennedy repositions the ladder, climbs it, and wins Money in the Bank. I give this one 4.5 stars out of 5. It's a damn near perfect Money in the Bank.
Yeah, man, this was probably You hit the nail right on the head. Probably a perfect Money in the Bank. Like if I wanted to show somebody who didn't know anything about wrestling, this would be one of the matches I show them to get them into it.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
So Donnie, AK, what's y'all's ratings for this match?
Me,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go 4 3/4.
4.75 stars.
Yes, that's where I'm going. It's like it was right. It's as close as possible to a, there's one other Money in the Bank match that I hold a little bit more special than this one, but my God, it's close.
Oh yeah. AK, what's your grading for this one?
Me, I hate how it ended for Kennedy, but I gotta think in my mind this is like the best Money in the Bank match there is. I gotta say 5.
5.
Yeah, I gotta say
Alrighty.
5 out of 5.
5 stars on that. And then after the Money in the Bank, they transition into the Fox Theater premiering of the movie Condemned, starring Stone Cold Steve Austin. Wasn't all right vignette, not a lot to say about it. It was a generic WWE theater movie plug.
Yeah, I, mean,
Yeah,
I
and
still haven't seen this movie all these years later. I need to see it.
Neither.
the movie is nothing special, is nothing interesting. But if you want to turn off your brain for a second and watch Stone Cold just beat people up on an island, cool.
Hell
It's
yeah,
good.
dude.
And come up-
I
and come up-
totally
and
want
say
to see
some
that.
creative-
Like if you
jokes.
want to see Stone Cold Steve Austin shoot a fucking SMG, then this is the movie for you.
Oh fuck yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
And then we go backstage for Todd Grisham interviews Mr. Kennedy backstage. Kennedy saying probably his best line in WWE.
Oh,
Nice
I love
guys.
this line.
They always finish last. So thank God I'm not a nice guy. Thank God I'm Mr. Kennedy. Thank God I'm Mr. Money in the Bank.
Bank.
Such a great
Like,
interview.
Kennedy, I
And then-
swear, this dude should have been one of the top dogs in the company in the
Sure.
future. Like, he should have been one of the future stars, the future, like,
Oh, yeah.
main eventers. He should have been one of
he
those
wanted-
guys. Absolutely.
He's constantly one of those people look back on as those what could have been people.
Absolutely.
It's crazy to think about it.
So
and
much
then we
missed
go-
opportunities.
And if you guys are wondering why we harping on this backstage segment and this match so much, it's because I really don't want to get to talking about the second match.
But we
I'm
have to
trying avo-
because
I'm trying to avoid it.
but we're getting to it because
Yeah, we gotta
after
get
the
to it
interview
because-
with Mr. Kennedy, it's a transition of Batista version of All Grown Up into an interpromotional match between the Great Khali representing Raw and Kane representing SmackDown.
We had us
This
a
was a
horse
time-
fight.
This was during the time WWE was trying hard to push Khali as the next big monster in the company.
Yeah,
For
like
all of
Kali, they were
us.
trying to make Kali like the next fucking Andre, I guess, or something. Because like, dude was like at this point in Kali's career, this man was an absolute fucking unit. He could still kind of walk a little bit.
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah, a little
Not
bit,
much.
a little bit.
Little.
Because what he had let's see, this was he debuted in what the year before.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think so.
oh yeah, because he debuted. I want to say at
2006 after WrestleMania.
yeah, wasn't it like
22.
Great American Bash?
Judgment Day?
Judgment Day, okay.
Where he pinned Undertaker by putting his foot on him.
Oh yeah, like to beat Undertaker so decisively is insane. And then this.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
now little brother got to get that action.
Now Kane was a good worker, but he definitely could not carry someone as bad as Khali.
No.
Like there's very few things that are mentionable, like generic giant bullshit Kane has to sell. He mounted a bit of a comeback with a diving clothesline and a big boot. Khali gets.
There was
his arms
also
tied
the
up in
part where
ropes,
like
allowing-
Kane knocked Kali over and he got all like wrapped up in the ropes.
That was the best
that was
moment
pretty smooth.
That was the best moment that he sold in this match because honestly, this man
Khali
came
couldn't
to
sell.
sell what he was trying to sell.
Yeah, the Great
You
Khali
remember
could not sell.
Look, bro, you remember when, bro? I kept remembering doing this. It was a couple of times during this match where Kane would get the big boot, and the way that Khali would sell it would be like doing the whole thing with somebody in a movie, like losing their balance. Whoa, whoa. I was just like, what the
Hey
fuck
man,
are you
Umaga
doing?
did the same shit, but Umaga was still a badass.
No,
Yeah, and
Umaga
he
Umaga
still
did-
sold.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Umaga did the same thing, but it's a way to do that thing. But
Yeah.
like, you gotta actually sell it though. He will be
Exactly.
looking at him with a straight face, moving his arms. Like,
Yeah, Great Khali, he had no like emotion in his face. He was always just like so
One face.
deadpan all the time.
But yeah, Khali gets caught in the ropes. King brings out his hook and chain from See No
Now,
Evil.
am I the like? Did Kane only do this one time?
Yes,
Yeah,
he only did it
the
the
hook-
one time.
the hook
Like,
in the
See No
chain
Evil
was
came
literally
out
there for
2
See No
years before this match. This like
1 year.
this wasn't like. See No Evil was like in 2005.
6 actually.
Was it,
It was
6?
the-
I
it
thought
was
it was
act- it-
2005.
Oh, because
Nah,
it was
it
the
was
main
the year
reason
before.
for May 19. It's
Oh shit, you're right. It was okay. Yeah. You're right. My bad.
because it was the premiere of See No Evil.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah. That's true. Yeah.
So Kane brings in the hook and chain.
But
Khali
either
rips
way,
the
like it's
turnbuckle
been a
pad
whole
like dick.
year. It's been a whole year since that movie came out. This ain't some
Yeah.
promotional plug. What are you doing? Like, I would have loved if he would have like started using that
Yeah,
and like
But
make
that
it
would've
a
been a
part of
dope
his
weapon.
character. But no, it was just I had never used it before, and I don't recall him ever using it again.
yep. So
And we gonna
fucking-
continue the trends of cutting off Lars because I want to talk about this match. Hey yo, didn't Kane have like the greatest theme of all time?
Oh
Yes,
my
he
god,
did.
Slow Chemical. That is one of the greatest fucking theme songs ever.
I can
Yes.
scream that into the sky by heart. I love that song.
It
That
is
song
so
is so
good.
good.
Finger 11 is like on another level.
Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead and
So-
finish talking about this shit pile of a match.
Yeah, let's just
we
get it
got-
over. Let's just
yeah.
get it over with. So Khali rips the turnbuckle pad like a fucking asshole. Kane uses the chain to low blow Khali, then body slams him. He covers Khali for a 2 count. Kane goes for a choke slam, but Khali powers out and gives him the Khali bomb. He puts his foot on him. 1, 2, 3. Then Khali wraps the chain around Kane's neck to be an even bigger asshole, and he walks away. I give this match 0 stars.
Giving this match a punch in the face. My
Like
face.
that, like the
Punch in
body
my
slam,
face.
like the body slam and the chain were the only 2 good parts, and not even that was good enough to drag it out.
To be honest, the
Hey
only
man, the
good parts
slam
about
was
this-
pretty slick though.
It was.
this to me the best parts of this match was Slow Chemical. That was the best part
Yeah,
of this match.
yeah.
Well,
Slow Chemical.
landed-
Slow Chemical gives this at least a star. You gotta
It's
admit.
just- I give it a 0.5 for Slow Chemical.
I mean, I like Slow Chemical enough to give it 1.
Nah,
Yeah,
I
I still,
can't with the whoa. I can't.
Yeah,
I can't do that.
I gotta stick. I gotta stick with zero. I gotta stick with zero. Sorry, but like that match was so bad, not even Slow Chemical could get me out of it.
Damn, son.
Damn.
So yeah, and then they transitioned to the all the women edition of the All Grown Up.
Yeah.
Fucking stupid. And now, AK, it's your favorite part of the show to mention. We see Bald Eugene backstage with Crime Time. They try to cheer up Eugene with Extreme
Wait.
Expose, Layla, Kelly Kelly, and Brooke Tessmacher.
Wait. Bruh, I want to tell you what I have this listed as in my notes. Okay.
Also, before that, I just want to say I love how Lars said, "All right, AK, it's your favorite thing to talk about in this whole show," and then proceeds
And
to
then I
talk
started
about it
to
instead.
talk. And then proceeded to talk over the spot that I was supposed to be talking about. So,
Love you, bro.
using the professional terms too that my ass wasn't even gonna use.
Love you, bro.
So in my notes, I have this listed as Eugene and the Hose, brought to you by Crime Time, featuring the old hoes, Moolah, and the other one. That's all we
Moolah and May.
Yeah, May Young, Luda, May, and Slick, Dusty, and Funk Master Ricky Steamboat.
Oh, there's more than just Dusty and
Slick. But those the ones that stood out most to me because we all used to the Ron Simmons damn.
Oh, we know. But here's
but Ricky popping up though. Not but before after Slick and them, Ricky popped up and did the karate noises, and everybody thought that Ricky was finna whoop their ass. And then Ricky was like, he didn't even say nothing. He was just like, yeah, keep the party going.
and now it's time to mention everybody in this segment: Eugene, Crime Time, Layla, Kelly Kelly, Brooke Tessmacher, Fabulous Moolah, Mae Young, Slick, Dusty Rhodes, Sergeant Slaughter, Jimmy Hart, IRS, Pat Patterson, Ricky Steamboat, and Ron Simmons.
I saw Jerry Briscoe in there somewhere too.
Bruh, why did WWE used to do this so much? Almost like every pay-per-view. It would be one segment where they'd pull out all the legends and just put them in this
Everyone's got to be on WrestleMania.
In this weird, no, it's like I've seen this on like not the big four. I've seen this at like an Armageddon pay-per-view where they just pull out a couple.
You know, I have a better answer than in that case. It's simply because Vince likes making all the legends look as stupid as humanly possible. Vince loves making the legends look like absolute morons.
Pretty much.
And one of the best wrestlers on this roster, in Nick Dinsmore.
Yes, man. I liked the Eugene character. It holds a special place in my heart. But my God, Nick Dinsmore was a fucking goat and barely even got to express that ability.
Yeah.
And because even I'm aware that Nick Dinsmore also helped create the Eugene character. So the character is not my problem. It's the fact that they never really pushed him. Like, give it like, okay, then you know what wrestler he really is, and
they tried at one point. They tried at one point
as a heel.
Yeah, which turning Eugene heel had to be one of the most smooth-brained ideas ever.
Yeah, we're gonna have the people boo the guy with mental problems.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. We're gonna have the crowd boo the the mentally challenged man-child,
whose catchphrase is "I'm special."
Yeah, that I think he had just started using the "I'm special" thing extremely often around that time, because from what I remember, his whole thing was like he started sort of acting out because he started getting jealous that people thought he wasn't special anymore. So he's like, "I'm special too."
Yeah, it was the cringiest, stupidest early 2000s shit ever.
Yeah, it's like, man.
All right,
And
let's
then-
get let's
Yeah,
let's
anyway,
move on to that next match.
move
on to the next one. We have a United States Championship match. Montel Vontavious Porter, MVP, is the challenger against the United States champion, Simon Dean.
Oh my God! Chris Benoit, ladies and gentlemen.
Who?
Mother- You said Steven Richards?
You
I
say
said
Dean
Steve
Malenko?
Richards. I said Dean Malenko.
I definitely heard Dean Malenko.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
MVP. So
MVP versus
comes
Dean
out with-
Malenko would have been a great match, though.
Yeah.
It would have been.
MVP comes out with a nice football paper and cheerleaders in his entrance with his bodysuit being American flag colors. Very nice detail.
Yeah, and then
Benoit
Chris
in his
Benoit
third-
comes out and is just like no bullshit,
Gimmicks.
no craziness, just fucking the
Wrestling.
title and the music and just straight up like I'm gonna hurt you.
Let's get it going.
Was in his third reign in his reign as U.S. champion here.
I remember I made an observation. I made an observation at some point while watching this that at this point in 2007, I got to be honest, Chris Benoit looked like Edgar from the first Men in Black movie.
That's what we'll call him now. We'll call him Edgar Benoit.
Not
Let
just
me get-
Edgar, just Edgar.
Just
Okay.
Edgar, and let me
Edgar.
get water and some sugar. Yeah.
All right, so MVP and
Sugar in water.
Edgar chain wrestling for a couple minutes. MVP's in control, but Benoit constantly takes advantage of MVP's inexperience. Benoit goes for a superplex, but MVP hot shots Benoit off the top rope, starts working on Benoit's shoulder. Edgar's shoulder. Edgar then comes out of nowhere for a trifecta German suplex, goes for a diving headbutt. MVP stops him in his tracks to hit his own superplex. But Edgar catches MVP's legs and for a roll up and gets a 2 count. MVP gets back up, does more shoulder work. MVP hits the ball and elbow, goes for the player's boot, only for Edgar to hit another triple German suplex and finally hits the diving headbutt to win and retain. I give this one 3.5 stars.
I got to agree.
I got
Like it's kind of like right there in the middle. It's kind of like right there in the middle. You know, say what you want about the guy, but the art is like Benoit was second to none in the ring. He was a true like master of wrestling, and like, but even still, it's like this was just it was just kind of just a very basic match,
Still very good.
What I was gonna say was, obviously we don't fucking support that man in any way, but
The wrestling you can't deny.
You separate the art from the artist. Chris Benoit, the person, burn in hell. Chris Benoit, the wrestler, fucking undeniable GOAT. One of the things I wanted to notice about this match was there was a lot of creative reversals. I felt, which kept me interested, especially with the chain wrestling. There was one where MVP did a creative reversal of a scissors headlock that I ain't never seen before, and I'm like, so yeah, about a 3.5, a very solid match,
For WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very,
Especially with this
3.5
being
all
the
around.
third time the United States title has been defended at WrestleMania.
And should we also note? Am I incorrect in realizing that I don't think no Intercontinental title? Where was the IC
We'll
title?
get to that later. We'll get to that later.
Do we?
We'll get to that later. It's the champ's there, but I'll bring it up when it's there. Okay.
Okay.
right.
Okay.
So then we see the Undertaker's version of All Grown Up, which ain't even a kid. It's just Undertaker being Undertaker.
Yeah. Right.
And then we see Donald Trump backstage who no sells Boogeyman's gimmick like an
Oh my
asshole.
God.
Terrible segment. My
he-
close second for why would you do that?
Yeah,
He
this segment gets
completely
minus 5
knows
stars.
Well, too bad. Well, good thing we don't grade that.
In the words of Brian Alvarez, minus 5 stars.
But then they had showed the Hall of Fame package. It was real great. This was a year that people like the original She got introduced.
Wild
Jim
Samoans,
Ross,
Mr. Fuji,
Mr. Fuji.
Jim Ross, Jerry the King Lawler, Nick
That's why I want-
Bockwinkel.
Yeah, that's
Mr.
why I
Mr.
wanted-
Perfect.
And
Yeah,
the
that's
American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
Oh yeah,
Baby.
yeah. Well, we saw Gold Dust and Gold Dust's brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually why the reason I want to intro the Hall of Fame segment was because I found it beautiful that it was Stone Cold that introduced Jim Ross. I
Yeah,
felt
it
like
couldn't
that
have been
was
anybody
like
else.
yeah, I felt like that it literally couldn't have been anybody else. But the fact that they would do that, it's just nice that they got to share that moment together.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, gents, strap yourselves in because I got a whole bunch of notes for this one. It's now time for the first world title match of the night. It's the 2007 Royal Rumble winner, The Undertaker, challenging the World Heavyweight Champion Batista. These two have been having intense stare downs and screwed each other in tag team matches after Taker chose Batista as his WrestleMania opponent and chokeslammed the shit out of him. At this time, Batista was in his second reign as champion and wasn't pinned or submitted for the world title since WrestleMania 21. And Undertaker was 14-0 at WrestleMania at this time, so it was a tough call on who'd win at this time. But a lot of people in Detroit came siding for the Undertaker. Teddy Long, of all people, decided to come out and announce this match.
I gotta say, like I remember around this time, like when Undertaker won the Royal Rumble and the weeks leading up to him making a decision on who he was going to face. I don't know if you guys remember just how high the tension was every time the Undertaker and the champions were anywhere near each other. Tensions were so high. I specifically remember one segment where it's like all the champions are in the ring, and then Undertaker comes down and just like stares down all of them and like chills.
And then just slits his throat at Batista.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh my god, terrifying. It's like, oh my god. Undertaker was like, especially at this time, it's like, you know, Undertaker is just so, it's like mythical.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
Hold on. It's basically that segment was basically like the bully walking up to a group of kids, like, all right, which one of y'all finna get dropped?
Yeah, like who's got my lunch money?
Somebody's getting dropped today. Who's it going to be? All right, I choose you.
Alrighty. So then Batista comes out, and holy cow, this stage is huge. We see in the big. Yeah. Then it takes him a couple minutes to get in the ring, and then we get probably the most iconic Undertaker entrance of all time. The Druids come out singing their song. We get a bit of pyro, and then the silhouette lighting with the cowboy hat and the robes as he walks off the stage.
Iconic.
It's beautiful.
Undertaker has one of the most just iconic entrances ever. And
the 23 is probably the most iconic.
Now that I think it's pretty much, now that I'm confident in saying Undertaker's done.
Yeah.
I regret that I never got to see an Undertaker entrance live.
Me too, man. And I know in recent years people have begun to clown on, me including, have begun to clown on how freaking long his entrance has always been. But I gotta say, for always for WrestleManias, it never mattered because it felt like you watching like a literal mythical figure forming its way down the ramp. It's like it's unworldly.
So they both come in, and you see Batista in the ring. He shows no fear on his face. You know,
Batista was the dude at this time.
Yeah.
Around this time, honestly, I wasn't a Cena guy. I was a Batista guy all the way.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's a rare instance of Taker wearing kick pads.
Oh yeah, dude. I was looking at it and I couldn't figure. It's like, is Undertaker wearing like a whole ass fucking onesie?
Oh, he was wearing kick pads.
Because like the kick pads matched perfectly with the singlet.
It did.
Right? Is this man wearing a fucking onesie?
Something else I noticed with this match. Because it was WrestleMania and the streak was like really super beloved at this time.
Everyone was against Batista.
Batista had to work heel. He was forced to work heel in this match. Despite being the babyface champion, he
did good.
He did real good.
Yeah.
Well, of course, it's Batista. You know what I mean? But it's just that at this time Batista was so loved, and to go from so loved to having the crowd boo him, so he has to change how he's wrestling. The Undertaker in this match to being like more of the bad guy. It was
yeah.
like it was crazy to see.
Batista's
and
one of
this
those
man-
guys that we didn't appreciate what he brought to the table until he was gone.
left. Yeah.
Really,
Like
really.
like I said earlier, I was always a Batista guy, but admittedly, I don't even think I truly grasped how good
How
he
good he
was
was.
until we
Yeah.
didn't have him around anymore.
Right.
Definitely a future Hall of Famer. But if you would have asked me
Oh,
a
yeah.
couple years
Well,
ago
he
when
almost
he
was
was
a
still
Hall
around,
of Famer.
wait, was he inducted?
He was going to be, but then when COVID happened, he backed out and said he'd rather be inducted whenever he could be in front of an audience.
That's fair. That's fair.
And that's fair too.
Yeah, but yeah, this match is fucking crazy. Batista actually starts off the match unloading.
Oh
on
yeah, like he
Taker.
comes in like with a spear almost immediately.
Yeah,
They go to the outside,
Like, that's
Batista
like the first
launches
move of the
Taker onto
match.
the fucking stairs.
the
Yeah.
first move of the match is a double leg takedown. Yeah,
It looked like a spear, but yeah, double leg spear.
it
Whatever.
it did look like a spell though. I will give you
Batista
that.
always kind of had a weird spear, admittedly.
did, but at
It
the same
wasn't as
time-
weird as Edge's, but yeah, it was weird.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
Batista launches Taker onto the stairs. Taker goes flying. Batista climbs the top rope and hits Taker with a rare flying shoulder block, making Michael Cole mark out. Batista remains in control for a good couple minutes. Taker starts coming back with his soup bone punches, hits the Snake Eyes big boot and the leg drop combo. He hits old school. Taker goes for a choke slam, but Batista powers out, only for Taker to hit his flying clothesline. Taker starts taking control here. He hits his big leg drop on the apron. He goes flying over the top onto Batista
Wait, hold
too.
on, wait. That the seal from Batista on that guillotine leg drop. I think
yeah.
that's the best. I think that's the best
Yes,
selling
that
of it
was
because
one of the
most
best
people,
sells for that move ever.
because most
I mean-
most people just like grab the throat, roll back into the ring and stuff. Batista just completely crumpled and fucking fell on the floor on the outside.
Yeah, like,
Which set up
just
perfectly
like
for
just
that
like
big
just
old
like
dive.
fell like pot over tea kettle, head over heels, right down
Uh-huh.
onto
Oh,
the floor.
man.
It was like such a good sell.
And once we got on the floor, I'm gonna talk about what they did on the floor. But did anybody else notice the dude wearing like the women's suit jacket in the front row? So like once they both got on the floor,
Oh my
I
god!
did.
it was
I
a
missed
dude
that.
right there. He was wearing like a Sasha Banks women's suit jacket with a basic white tee, and he had told his friend to stand up. As soon as they came out, the dude was looking at him like, "Bro, I don't even want to be here with you right now." So they on the outside, and Taker is about to swing Batista into the
MP's here, yeah.
to the barricade, but he reverses it, and they literally almost crushed Lillian Garcia going
I
through
know.
the barricade.
And then
He
Batista
barely got
starts
out of the
taking
way.
apart the announce tables. He accidentally bumps into a cameraman, almost knocking him to the floor.
Oh, forget the camera head. When Batista rips the top part off of the announcer's table, he throws it right, and it smacks the living shit out of the timekeeper right in the face.
Yup.
And he begins to just scurry away on the floor. Like it was the wildest thing. I had to replay it a couple times because I didn't even notice it. Like the first few times I watched this match, he flings the top lid and it just goes straight to dude's face.
Uh-huh. And then Batista picks up Undertaker. He power slams Taker through an announce table to throw Taker back in the ring for a close 2 count. And then Batista goes for a Batista bomb, but Taker's counters for Batista to counter into a belly to belly for another 2. Batista punches Taker in the corner, but gets caught in the last ride for another 2 count.
Undertaker hitting Batista with the last ride. Like, yeah, he didn't get him all the way up, but still beautiful.
That was crazy. And then Batista hits a spinebuster out of nowhere, but gets caught in a choke slam for another 2 count. Taker goes for a tombstone, but Taker counters into a spear and Batista bomb for another very close 2. He goes for another bomb, but Taker backdrops. Taker counters a power slam for a tombstone and the 3, and the new world heavyweight champion.
Yeah, I mean, the victor was never in any doubt the whole time, but still, like, this was the beginning of something beautiful.
Yes, it was.
Because they went on to have even better matches than this one, and that's saying something.
Right? Last man standing, steel cage, Hell in a Cell.
And
like Batista and Undertaker had some of the best matches together. They had great chemistry, and yeah, this was the beginning of, like I said, something beautiful.
and the ending to this match led to another like amazing call from JBL from this show that just wasn't funny, but was like a good, like just all around quote. As Undertaker's walking up the ramp, he says, "God help us all," and God
Oh
save
yeah.
SmackDown, and God save SmackDown. Like that was
Yeah,
a good
JBL
one,
was
bro.
also really good in this one too. Not just like in terms of like one-liners and stuff, but just in general as a commentator. I remember at one point him talking about like I have faced both of these men in world championship matches, and the Undertaker is damn near unbeatable, especially at WrestleMania. But if there's anyone who could possibly do it, it would be Batista.
Yeah, he was on one on this show. He brought his
Yeah.
A head.
Yeah.
So what would you guys rate this match?
I can't rate it. I already gave the Money in the Bank match a 5 out of 5, so I got to get this a 4.5.
4.5. That's fair. Donnie, what's your rating?
I'm going all the way. I'm going 5.
You give this one the 5.
Yeah.
You see, I love this match as well, but at the same time, I feel like it could have been great had it gone on a little bit longer. So I would give it 4. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I feel you. And bruh,
It was still a great match, but I feel like it could have been 5 had it gone a couple more minutes.
Maybe.
I feel like with all the near falls, it kind of makes up for that.
Yeah,
that is fair.
Yeah, but bro, can we please talk about this next segment? Because I believe I'm going to have nightmares about it for the next couple years.
Are we talking about Vince talking to his granddaughter?
Yeah, talking to a
I missed
camera
this.
inside of a stroller. Yes.
Wait, I missed this.
Bro. Okay, look.
It's a baby Vince, POV.
Well, yeah, no, baby, bro. Let me get it. So, Donnie, I mean, they go backstage, and Vince is already in his office, and he's got these like crazy paintings of Trump with stupid hairstyles on his wall because he's gonna shave him, he's gonna make him look all ridiculous. And this is like getting towards peak psycho Vince, like completely unhinged Vince. Yeah. So Stephanie comes in with the baby. So he'll talk to his granddaughter, and he already just on one. He like yelling at Stephanie for no reason, but then going right back to being calm, saying, "Oh, look at the little baby, a Gucci goo." And he's like, and then we switch to a POV from inside the stroller, supposed to be the baby looking at Vince, and Vince proceeds to go on the strangest, most awkward monologue talking about how he's going to bludgeon Donald Trump. He's going to kick his head in. He's going to shave him off.
And then it ends with Vince going like, "You smell that?
He just took a Trump."
Oh my God. I do remember that line, he just took a Trump. It's like, oh man.
Bruh, it was psychotic. But I loved it.
Right? And then after that,
I mean, no one ever said that Vince McMahon was a staple of mental stability.
Right.
True. But after this match, Lars, it was what?
After this, it is time for the 8-man tag team match. The ECW originals, Sabu, Tommy Dreamer, Sandman, and RVD make their way from the crowd to the ring to take on the new breed, Matt Striker, Elijah Burke, Marcus Corvan, and Kevin Thorne. This feud is basically just the old guys not ready to go yet, and the new guys are like, it's their time to shine, and they want the old guys gone. This is really just a competitive squash, with the originals getting all their good stuff in. Sabu doing crazy flying almost...
Honestly, literally the most memorable part of this match was probably Ariel.
Yeah. Probably Ariel stuff.
Yeah. I mean, definitely her stuff.
Oh,
if you know what I mean.
Damn it. But yeah, it ends with RVD hitting the 5-star frog splash and Joey Styles ending the whole thing with, "Oh my God."
Yeah, you gotta have the "Oh my God." It's not an ECW match without an "Oh my God" from Joey Styles.
Yeah,
y'all didn't even know I disappeared because this match was that quick.
Yeah. Honestly, out of pity, I give this match 2 stars. Wasn't bad or anything. Wasn't rough. It was a nice moment for the originals and Joey Styles to yell, "Oh my God" at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I mean,
the
pretty
best.
Much, yeah.
Yeah, I gotta give this match like at least like a 1.5.
1.5.
It's because at the end of the day,
That
just
didn't mean anything.
what happened to just Elijah Burke and Marcus Corvon. That's all I gotta say.
Oh man,
Yeah.
like
Elijah
those
Burke
were
and
two
Marcus
more
Corvon.
guys that could have been like, especially
Marcus Corvon, but Marcus
Corvon
Corvon's a
should
more
have been
understandable case.
like Corvon should have been like a big deal, but
Main
Elijah
event.
Burke too was just like a total
Yeah, but Marcus
package.
Corvon's a more understandable case because he had family problems.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. But like Elijah Burke, man, he was the total package, bro.
He
Like
was.
He
had,
really-
Donny, what do you rate
he
this- what
could
do you rate
talk,
this
he
match?
could wrestle. He was great.
You rate
I
this
just
match,
hope that
Donny.
NWA pulls the trigger on him and
Yeah.
like eventually
Okay.
puts the NWA title on him.
They
Yeah.
came
Anyway,
close at one
I'm gonna
point.
go. I'm gonna go 1.75.
1.75. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. All right, and then after that, this one's the Stone Cold edition of All
This was
Grown
my
Up.
favorite all grown up segment. He's like, my daddy put his arm around me and he said, "Son, you feel." I don't remember what he said, but it turned into, "Fuck you, son. Go kick some ass."
He's gonna whoop ass.
I love. Did you just try to do the Stone Cold impression and just give up?
Oh,
midway
hell yeah.
through?
Here's a can of whoop ass. Now go
Here's a
unload
can
it
of
on
whoop
all them sorry sons of bitches.
Yeah.
And then they announced that WrestleMania 24 going to be in Orlando, Florida. Hey, whatever. And now it's time for the Battle of the Billionaires. Hair versus hair.
Yes.
The Intercontinental Champion, Umaga, representing Vince McMahon, versus ECW Champion, Bobby Lashley, representing Donald Trump, with Stone Cold
McMahon.
Steve Austin as the guest referee.
I love it. I honestly forgot about the whole Meek Mahan.
So basically, this feud goes back to New Year's 2007. Trump interrupting Vince at a promo, then it all going for whatever happened there.
Yeah.
This match went all over the news and social media, etc. This match got
I'm
6
almost
entrances
certain
in total.
that this match is the reason why WrestleMania 23 was one of the best-selling WrestleManias up
Right.
until like the first Rock Cena match.
Right? It was that, and for a fair bit, 23 was the most bought WrestleMania of all time.
Yeah, like this match was a big deal. This was bigger than pretty much any of the title matches. Like for
Yeah,
real, it was big.
At the time, I'm pretty sure The Apprentice was like one of the biggest shows on TV too.
Definitely.
So it was just like the perfect timing.
yeah,
I'm
like
perfectly honest,
this
all the-
was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm being perfectly honest, all the entrances of the aftermath might be barely shorter than the match itself.
I mean,
The
I mean,
interest,
if I'm
bro.
looking
That,
here, it's like the
bro,
match
the-
went
the-
about
the-
13 minutes even.
but the chair, the barbershop chair, got its own entrance and music.
Then Vince
Yeah.
McMahon comes out. Then Umaga dressed up like a wild Samoan. Very nice touch.
Yeah,
Then
very
Trump,
very
then
good
Lashley.
tribute there. Umaga honestly is one of my like all-time favorites.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
You should
just
base your moveset off Umaga.
like so I think Umaga is underappreciated.
He is.
Oh,
Like,
great!
like not
Like,
a lot.
I
Like
don't even-
for some reason, not a lot of people remember Umaga, but like he had a very hokey gimmick for the time, but he made it work, dude.
So well.
Yes, not just him. Umaga,
Armando Estrada.
Armando Alejandro
Better.
Estrada.
They both deserve so much more because
Yeah.
Armando was a great freaking manager and great with
Yes.
Umaga. And Umaga, like, I don't even say that he needed to even win the world title at some point. Like,
No,
it
he
would have
didn't
been
need it.
nice, but he didn't even need it.
I-
He definitely should not have lost as much as he did back in the day.
No.
Oh,
Like
but,
the biggest problem with Umaga was that he ran into a brick wall named John Cena.
Exactly.
And then
Yep.
when he
How
started,
many
I
times
think
can
he
you say
started
that?
to recover from it, and then ran into another brick wall named Triple H.
But one
No
funny
help.
thing I gotta say before this match started, there was one sign that said "Arrive, shave head, leave."
Ah,
That was a great sign. Wait, hold on. Did
So
you notice? Did you notice right next to that guy? Every time they would go to the hard cam, there would just be a sign that just said Rick on it.
Yep. So
Rick. Rick.
So
Who's Rick?
basically
Nobody.
this match so basically the Lashley and Umaga goes to blows and keep getting in the corner, ignore Stone Cold's count, who has to get physical with them when they ignore his
I
count.
love this. I love Stone Cold's refereeing. Like this dude, if
know-
they don't listen to him, he physically just grabs you and manhandles you in these. It's like, oh my god, it's so good.
And not only that, it was. I remember at one point in this match, both Umaga and Bobby are down, and he doing the thing where they count. And they count
Oh
him out.
yes.
He stopped, but he stopped right at the end.
Yeah,
He
and then
gets
went
the
over to the
nine.
timekeeper's like, yeah, this is a no count out.
Yeah. Then Armando Estrada gets involved early, who gets hit with a power slam by Lashley.
Armando had some good
at
sells here.
Who ducks and eats shit on the outside.
Oh god, I hurt when I saw how Umaga hit. Like there was no give. He just flat backed on the floor.
Then the
That
same thing
was
for Lashley.
brutal.
The same
Man.
thing
Yeah,
for
I
Lashley.
missed the Lashley bump. I think I may have looked away for like a
He took
second
the same
at that
thing.
point.
He took the
but,
same
like,
thing,
yeah.
just through the ropes, but moved like a
like
speeding
Umaga
bullet.
went over the top.
Right, but Lashley moved like a speeding bullet. He almost hit the barber's
but, like,
chair.
Umaga's like 300 plus pounds, so it kind of
Right, but
evens
Umaga-
out.
It all evens out.
Yeah, it
So then
evens
Umaga-
out to both being terrible falls.
Yeah, like
So
man.
then Umaga starts taking control, stomping on Lashley and choking him. Austin has to constantly do hands-on officiate on Umaga to make him follow the rules. Umaga gets pissed but maintains control over Lashley for a fair bit. Lashley tries to slam Umaga but gets smushed. Vince gets on the apron and bumped by Lashley, allowing Umaga to hit a flatliner. Umaga gets to the top rope, gets yeeted by Lashley, and we get a double down. Stone Cold, like we mentioned earlier, Stone Cold stops the 10 count to ensure winner and loser, upsetting both the billionaires. Shane comes out to check on Daddy Dearest. Umaga then ignores the count and gets pulled by the eyes by Austin for Shane to get involved, and Umaga hits Austin with a Samoan spike. Shane get back.
No, this
Shane
wasn't
gets
Samoan
back in-
spike. This was just like a little like throat shot or something. He didn't get the full spike.
Well, it was supposed to be the spike.
Yeah,
Was it?
but yeah, but when it's something that hilarious happened after Umaga hits him with the spike. So Vince is in his ear, and he's just like, "Why didn't you do the officiate? Why don't you officiate the way I told you to? Why don't you do what I told you to?" And he tries to like smack Stone Cold in the back of the head while he's like laying on the ground on the apron. But
Yeah.
even though he's standing right over him, and he's like right there, he completely whiffs it. Like he just like basically fans the back of his neck, like giving him a good gust of air.
So then Umaga-
and then gets freaking tackled by Trump.
So then Shane gets back in the ring to help him with Lashley. He hits the coast to coast and then reveals he's wearing a referee shirt. Umaga dives off the top, and Austin pulls Shane out as he counts two, stomps a mud hole in him, gets another spike from Umaga. Then Trump charges and melees on McMahon. Umaga tries to hit Austin again, but gets a stunner who sells it properly for Lashley to hit a spear and the win. Trump celebrates
and
on the
Vince's
outside like a
facial
mark.
expressions at this point were just beautiful. I loved his facial because you can see this man just break down.
Up, and then Vince tries multiple times to cower out of it.
And,
Yeah,
and
it was great.
yeah, so they drag his ass back, and
So they put him.
Bruh.
They strap him to the chair, and as he's being shaved, there's a song. They play a song sung by Michael Hayes called "Bald Headed Blues." What the hell?
that was a Michael Hayes singing. But I just thought that this was a weird. To me, it sounded like they put on porn music in the background of Vince getting his hair shaved. I was just like, bro, this don't go here.
Then the image of bald
man.
Vince, and then Austin stuns Donald Trump.
Oh,
No,
what I loved about that
that's-
before that is like Vince keeps trying to like flip the chair whenever he sees himself in the mirror. He keeps trying to flip the chair, but he can't flip it, so then they just have to flip it for him.
What do y'all give this match?
This to me, this wasn't really a match. It was really just like
yeah,
it was
wasn't
like
about
an
the
extended.
match.
It wasn't
it
really
wasn't
about the match,
it
but
was
the
an extended
moment
segment.
makes up for it.
It was like an extended segment with wrestling in it. So
The moment does make up for it.
yeah, so I'm gonna have to. I can't give this match anything higher than I say a 2.3.
I'm actually gonna go. I'm gonna go 3.5.
And a half.
Damn.
Like I said, it was
Like,
just kind of
I'm-
like it wasn't about the match. It was more or less about what came after the match. But I still
Right.
think the match itself, despite it not being about the match,
It's
it's still
good.
delivered.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I give it a 2.3 because the
Yeah,
match
so it's just-
delivered. If I was judging it off everything else, I give this shit a 0.
For me in total, I got to give it a 4 because the match delivered and the aftermath was just great.
The best part about the aftermath was that they put so much shaving cream on
Oh
Vince's
my
head
God.
that this
Oh,
man
God.
just
Vince's
looks like
reactions
a
the whole time were just so good. I love sitting here and you can just hear him going, "No, no, don't do this to me! I'm the chairman of the board. You can't do this to me. You're humiliating me. No, no."
he looked like a melted ice cream cone.
Oh my
He
God,
did.
yes, he did.
And then
One of my
Jerry's
favorite
like,
things was
"Wait,
right before
JR,
they strapped him to the chair. You know, like Lashley throws Vince back in the ring before they strap him to the chair, and like Vince is backing up, hits Austin, and then reaches back and just starts patting his bald ass head.
Then JR says, "You might want to get used to that feeling."
Oh, I love. This was another good line on commentary because they're in the middle of shaving his head, and then Lawler's sort of like, "JR, are you smiling?" JR's like, "No, I can't smile. I have Bell's palsy."
Oh, that's sad. And then,
He's like,
Then
"I
right
can't
after
smile
all
very.
this-
I can't smile too good. I have Bell's palsy. I can't do that."
But I know that he said that knowing it was like as a joke. But
Yeah,
it was
that's what made it
almost-
funny. It wouldn't. I don't think it would have been as funny if someone else would have made a Bell's palsy
It-
joke to him.
No,
But the fact he
no,
made the
no.
joke about himself, it's like,
Exactly.
okay,
yeah.
Exactly.
But so then we get the second to last edition of All Grown Up with John Cena.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then Michael Cole and JBL would mention the pre-show match we talked about earlier, the Lumberjack Tag Team match. Then up next is a Lumberjill match for the Women's Championship as Melina defends against Playboy cover girl Ashley.
Rest in
And
peace.
to just remind, yeah, rest in peace, Ashley. And just to remind y'all of how much they disrespected the hell out of these women back
Yeah,
in
they
the day.
gave these
Even-
girls the fucking
even on
death
Wrest-
spot.
Even
Yeah.
on WrestleMania, bro. I was skimming through these matches because I'm looking for like the unique bits of the show, bro. All I did was in my mind I skipped over the John Cena thing. I ended up skipping over the whole match because they ran like 3 minutes.
Yeah,
it was like
this was
maybe
like,
less
yeah.
than that.
Yeah, like it was like 3 minutes and 40 seconds.
Yeah. So it's
That's
not
interesting.
really much a match. It's just typical women's stuff at the time, which I don't mean to sound sexist when I say this, but it was kicks, chokes, holds, and roll-ups.
Yeah, like the Divas division, as it was known as at the time, it was
Yes.
very few and far between in terms of actual talent. I don't really think Melina was nearly at her like best yet. I think she was
At
kind of
this point.
starting to get somewhere, but at this point
Yeah,
she was
she-
still like very rough. And
Yeah.
you know, I always liked Ashley, but Ashley was never good.
I give this match 1 star just out of respect for the women at that time doing their best with what they could.
Yeah, and we all know that Melina went on to become a great women's champion.
Yes,
and
she went on to become one of the
one of
best in
OGs.
WWE.
Yeah, one of the OGs.
What do y'all give this match?
Yeah, I gotta give it a 1 just for respect for them. But
Honey,
Yeah.
I want to.
Same.
Yeah, we all give one out of all of us here give 1 out of respect.
Yeah, 1 out of respect.
Yeah, 1 out of respect.
And then the final edition of All Grown Up is HBK, Shawn Michaels. That one wasn't too bad.
It was alright. But
Yeah, I missed it.
I just at this point I was just ready to get to that main event, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if I may,
it's time for
if
the
I
main
may,
event.
it is now time for the main events of the evening. Take it away.
It is time. It's a first in WWE as co-World Tag Team Champions fight in the main event of WrestleMania as Shawn Michaels challenges John Cena for the WWE Championship. On a Raw, HBK earned the chance after defeating Edge and Orton in a triple threat match. Part of the build of this match was everyone was expecting Shawn to super kick Cena, but Shawn being like, he'll do it when he wants to, and it'll happen when you least expect it. And on the go home Raw, he super kicks Cena. John Cena at this point was the face of the company and in his year-long reign as champion. Shawn Michaels comes out as HBK, but comes out to the DX music. A little weird, but whatever. John Cena does a whole Fast and Furious ride through Detroit into Ford Field in a black and gold Ford Mustang. Hell yes.
Yeah, but bro, for both of these entrances, I gave them titles. For Shawn, because weirdly enough, he came out to the DX music while covered in crosses.
HBDX.
So I titled that one "Suck My Cross." and John Cena, yeah, it was like literally his tryout for the Fast and Furious movie.
And then he goes through a glass pane with the WrestleMania 23 logo on it. The crowd is fully against Cena. Like everywhere was against Cena at this time.
Nobody liked Cena at this point.
Yeah, it wasn't until after the match Cena got cheered. Because you can't not cheer him after this match. This match was amazing. This is like one of the best WrestleMania matches ever.
And especially after a certain moment that happened after the match, which I'm sure we'll get to.
Yeah. We'll get to it.
Now for the match breakdown. Michaels goes for a handshake, but Cena denies and gets slapped like a punk for it. Like basic Shawn stuff, chopping Cena, then a whole bunch of great chain wrestling and fighting for the start of the match. Shawn out-wrestles John for a fair bit, but Cena decks Michaels with a clothesline to the crowd's dismay. Shawn then hip tosses John to the outside. He goes for a springboard moonsault, but the table doesn't give way under John and Shawn's weight. Michaels throws Cena back in the ring and keeps control. Great wrestling psychology by Shawn as usual and targets John's leg. Crowd is literally against everything Cena in this match. Shawn hits his good shoulder on the ring post and is busted open. John hits another big clothesline and the crowd crazily boos.
Wait, hold on. If I may, before you keep going with that, I didn't mean to cut you off. It's just that I want to just comment on the character work for a second from Shawn at this match and like the leg work. Because like he was targeting Cena's leg and you can see the attention on his face. Like one of the things I noticed in this match was because at the time what was also happening, I don't know if y'all remember, they was like the tag team champions too, right?
That's what I mentioned.
Yeah, they was the tag team champions as well as that. So it was like they both was going into this match like I can't lose, but I also kind of don't want to hurt you that bad until eventually that completely went away, and it was just pure desperation from the both of them.
Oh yeah,
exactly. And then John wails on Michaels and makes his comeback with 4 of the 5 moves of doom. John goes for the FU, but Shawn gets out and gets flipped onto the turnbuckles. Shawn then accidentally hits the rep with sweet chin music and counters another FU into a DDT.
One of the best sweet chin music ever was hit on freaking Mike Chioda.
Shawn then goes to the
shout out to Mike Chioda.
Yeah, great referee. Shawn then goes to the outside and removes the top set of the steel steps, drags Cena out and hits a spike pile driver onto the steel steps, busting the back of Cena's head open.
That was beautiful.
Oh yeah, like I thought the DDT reversal for the FU was cool, but then he took him outside.
Like my thing was, I thought like at this point in time, the pile driver was like a really big no-no. So then, like, all of a sudden you see, like, not only is this man about to hit a pile driver, but outside the ring on the steps, it's like, whoa, okay. And Cena sold the hell out of it. I mean, he spiked. And then, the top of his head was busted.
Yeah, and not only that, bro, the way that Shawn hit it, he did it with the psychology version of the move where you wait a decent little minute before you drop him.
Let that blood rush to the head.
Let the blood rush down to the head, get the crowd hyped up because they don't know when you drop him, and then you just spike his ass.
Yeah, beautiful.
And then Shawn puts Cena back in the ring and when a new ref comes in too late for John to kick out at 2, again to the crowd's dismay. Shawn then hits his flying forearm and knits up, hits his flying elbow drop, and goes for sweet chin music again. Cena then hits a third clothesline, and the crowd's pissed off. Shawn counters another FU into a sunset flip. John then catches Shawn and finally hits an FU, but can't make the cover. He crawls over for a 2 count. Crowd goes crazy for it. John then goes for a super FU, but Sean blocks it, goes for a cross body. John catches for another FU, but Sean lands on his feet. He goes for sweet chin music. John ducks, keeps going for the STFU, but Sean catches him in a small package for a 2 count. Sean misses the enziguri and finally gets caught in the STFU. Sean gets to the ropes, causing a break, and the crowd goes crazy for it. John argues with the ref and gets caught with sweet chin music. Sean takes too long to Cena and gets a 2.
And
So many
that
fans
sweet
were
chin
not
music was
happy.
out of absolutely nowhere.
Exactly.
Oh yeah,
Like
And,
that was a beautiful one.
yeah, and
There are a
that and,
couple.
and that's what I was talking about earlier with the desperation. Because with the STFU, Sean was literally like right there at the rope and couldn't get his hand out. And Cena's just begging him, like almost begging him, screaming, "Tap, tap!"
Yeah,
Yep.
and
And
then like the other ref had to like just
he
grasp
had to
and
grab
pull
Yeah.
Cena off, and Cena was just flipping out. Like they had a good little back and forth argument. There's him and the referee. Because referee's
And
like,
then-
you can't be doing that. You had the 5 count. Ham was on the ropes, and Cena's sitting there trying to argue, and then he's like, fine, kick.
Yep. And then after multiple finisher reversals, John finally gets Sean in the STFU again. Sean holds it in for as long as he can, but has to tap out for John to win and retain the championship. This one, it gets my 5 out of 5 stars.
think I'm gonna give. I think just because because of how this show was, it is one of the best WrestleManias of all time. I gotta give this one a 5 too. It's the second
5-2?
match.
Oh, God, am I going to be the one with the controversial take?
What is it?
What is it?
I loved this match. It wasn't 5 stars for me.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
That's fine. That's fine.
I would say it's a 4.5 though.
4.5.
Because like near the end, it started dragging for me. I'm like it got to a point nearing the end points where I'm like, I'm watching the clock. I'm like, okay, are we done yet?
I feel like the ending should have came because like Lars said this earlier. So HBO Sean was like doing the sweet chin music stomps in the back in the corner, and a nice little detail I noticed. The reason John was able to dodge that sweet chin music was he was actually listening to the stomps. If you like go back and watch it, he was listening to the stomps. That's why he turned around at just the right moment, and you can see the way he hit the clothes slam. He was dodging as he hit it. Like I thought that was
nice.
Yeah, I feel like after that, and then the Spike Pile Driver spot, the finish should have came a little bit sooner after that. But I still got to get this 5.
Yeah, like the match went like almost 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Like it went long.
Oh yeah.
And then the whole thing after the match where it's like I don't know if I don't know if they were playing replays at the time, but I remember it's like they were showing replays and then it cuts back to the live. Sean's walking away and Cena's chasing after. I'm like, yo, wait up, dude. And it's like Sean's just like having none of this shit. He's like, nah, fuck you, dude. I don't even want to look at you. Get the fuck away from me. Like,
Yeah, that competitive shit.
yeah, it's like I'm not sure where I sort of stand because like a part of me thinks that could have very easily worked in for the story they were trying to tell, but we also know Shawn Michaels' history of being a crybaby bitch.
I don't feel like it was a shoot moment because of how Cena reacted. Like I don't feel like it was a shoot moment. I feel like it was part of the storyline. But I do get how you could see it that way.
Yeah, like you could look at it one of two ways. It's either Sean's having one of his prima donna moments, which at this point wasn't really. It was kind of because he was in his little born again phase and seems to be like a lot better than he was back in his heyday. But like it's not exactly that far out to think.
We got to remember that this wasn't too far after the Hogan match.
Oh, you're right.
This wasn't too far after that.
Oh, it was about less than 2 years.
Yeah.
But overall, great show.
All right, shall I explain to our audience the grading system we have?
Go for it, because I sure as shit can't.
So, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, our grading system is 15. Sorry, I forgot how to explain it for a second. So basically, basically our grading score goes from if it's a 15 to 11, it's an A. It's a 10 to 6, it's a B. If it's a 5 to 1, it's a C. And after the calculations I did with all of our match ratings, the overall grade for WrestleMania 23 is an 8, which is a solid B, which I think is a fair grade.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because, there was a lot of great matches, but there were also a couple that did not belong on the card.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's some stuff that totally did not need to be here. Not even just not on pay-per-views. Definitely shouldn't have been on WrestleMania.
Exactly, like Kali versus Kane, the women's lumberjill match.
Yeah,
like Kali versus Kane could have easily been a Backlash match. The ECW match just kind of felt like a feel-good moment for the ECW people.
it was too quick.
Like that was just a feel-good moment, so the ECW guys could have their match on the WrestleMania stage, which
the thing.
Props. But still, it wasn't really
it could have been
special.
a feel-good moment and a way to build up all 4 of those guys.
Yeah,
because my biggest problem with that match wasn't even the length. It was, I believe, the wrong team won.
I kind of agree. Like it should have been
it's almost like a
fucking
Nexus
New Breed's
scenario.
time. It should have been New Breed's time. New Breed, honestly, for the most part, was
Except
booked
for
like
Striker.
shit.
Yeah.
Like, why was Striker there? That's the only. That's
Yeah, it was honestly like Matt Striker really didn't make much sense.
Right.
I'm not sure. Jury's out on Kevin Thorne. I liked Kevin Thorne.
But
it was still kind of weird.
Yeah.
Elijah Burke and Marcus Corvon though were like a perfect match together.
Exactly. And they were the original starters of the New Breed. It was Elijah.
Then they just added the vampire and the teacher in. Like Elijah Burke and Corvon were like they didn't have no stupid gimmick. They were just fucking wrestlers. And then you bring the teacher and the vampire in.
Yeah,
One of these things just doesn't belong here.
Yep.
That's wild. But yeah, man. Overall though, for everything that was good on this show was great, and that is why this show is so heavily remembered. Definitely one of the best WrestleManias of all time.
Absolutely, and the Money in the Bank match was easily probably the match of the night.
Oh yeah. Only by a sliver.
Yeah.
By a sliver is the Shawn Michaels. I mean, not the Shawn Michaels. The Batista Undertaker match.
Yeah.
The second.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, like Michaels versus Cena, Taker versus Batista, Money in the Bank. All of those 3 could have a fair argument for match of the night, but Money in the Bank just wins by a sliver.
Yeah.
Without
and also, gentlemen, before we end the show, let's not forget we need to address the "Why would you do that?" winner.
Oh yeah. Let's see. There were two that won the "Why Would You Do That" award. That was the Boogeyman Donald Trump segment, and then Jeff Hardy killing himself and Edge.
Exactly.
Wait, can I wait? Hold on. I will also did I say that I wanted to add that Boogeyman Donald Trump segment part to Why Would You Do This?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
that's my throw in.
So WWE.
Yeah, those are the two that I saw as like getting the spot.
So Jeff Hardy and Donald Trump. Why would you do that?
I hear the "Why would you do that" thing, and it reminds me of you remember that one like jump scare puzzle maze game where it's like you kind of like run your mouse through the maze, and then if you hit it, you get a jump scare. I remember this one old video where it's like this little like fat nerd playing it, gets jump scared, he freaks out, punches a hole in his computer, and then starts crying at the guy recording, going, Why would you do that to me? Why would you do that? It's just the way he said, just like, why would you do that?
He's rude as hell. Don't unintentional. Don't jump scare people. It's not a nice thing to
jump
do.
scares aren't fun.
Oh, not at all.
I like how I try to jump scare y'all, and y'all just completely no-sell me. I appreciate that.
I completely missed whatever you did. I'm fucking smooth-brained over here, bro.
I literally like, oh, don't jump scare people, don't do that, and then I scream into the mic, and literally nobody sells for me. I love it.
I didn't even hear, dude. I think
I didn't hear a scream.
Yeah, I didn't hear a scream either.
Did nobody hear me scream?
No.
I guarantee you my neighbors.
Oh my god.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, we gotta wrap it up.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, that's the perfect way to wrap it up too.
Yeah, so I should add that we're gonna try something on the next episode. We're gonna try a fantasy booking competition where we're each going to pick something, like a storyline or a character or a match series or a show or something, and then rebook it to where we like it. And then, when we've all explained our rebooking, we will vote to see who's the better fantasy booker.
Oh yeah.
I really hope this becomes a regular segment because it sounds like a lot of fun.
If
it does, that and the classic pay-per-views.
Yeah, yes. If it does, I'm gonna make. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get us a belt made, the damn fantasy booking championship, and I will be champion. Damn it,
We'll make it on 2K.
Yo, damn right.
We'll make it on 2K.
Then eventually we'll have a real belt made.
Yeah, one day we gotta get this real belt.
One day, yeah. For now, we'll just make it on 2K with our cause ideas of us in real life.
Oh yeah. Now we not gonna get over because you just told everybody that we do call.
Yeah, that's it, boys. We've lost it.
Well, we lost it before we even started.
It's over before it even starts.
Well, he was. Oh man, hey, this was a good one, boys.
Oh yeah,
it was a lot of fun, and we've got it right at a solid hour and a half too.
Oh yeah,
solid.
Yeah.
Solid. Wait, ain't you late? Never mind. I was gonna say something.
So yeah, I guess let's go ahead and if we got nothing else, should we go ahead and wrap it up?
I say we wrap it up, boys.
All right. So, who wants to close it out?
Take us away, Maestro. I want you to take us away, Maestro.
Who's Maestro?
That will be you, motherfucker, who's been doing the voice the whole damn review.
Yeah.
Come on, Bruce Buffer.
All right. Thanks to everyone, the two of you who tuned in to the Triple Threat Podcast. We hope everyone who watched or listened enjoyed the show as much as we enjoyed putting it together. And, this is just the beginning of what is hopefully a very long and chaotic ride with a hell of a payoff at the end of it. This is gonna be the beginning of something hopefully very special. And to anyone who jumps on and joins the ride, we appreciate that greatly, and hopefully someday we'll be able to make it up to everyone who supports the grind.
Support the grind, support the show, and one day, man, we hope to give you reviews and podcasts far better than this one. Don't fucking
exactly. That's the pilot episode, ladies and gentlemen.
This is the pilot episode of the Triple Threat Podcast. But seriously though, any support is greatly appreciated, and hopefully we will be able to evolve and get better over time, and truly give a great experience on this show. And when we get to where we're going, it's just that much better, that much sweeter. So,
Oh, yeah.
thanks to everyone for tuning in. And on behalf of my wonderful co-hosts here, Lars and AK, this is signing out. We'll see you later.
Deuces.